Here's the next tutorial in the raw wood series. Let's strip it. The first thing I like to do is go through all the flat surfaces and just take my surf prep and get those all down to raw wood. Here are the supplies that you're going to need. If you haven't tried the Green Easy Stripper, definitely put it on your list. It's all natural, eco-friendly, and it actually works. Grab a paper plate, a chip brush, and you'll also need some plastic wrap. So I'm just putting on a pretty thick layer. You want to be very liberal with the amount of stripper that you put on because you don't want it to dry out in the process. I think this is the first issue that most people have, is not putting enough on. So don't be afraid to slather it on before putting the plastic wrap around. The plastic wrap has a very key role in this. It keeps it from drying out, which allows you to walk away, even do a couple chores before having to come back. It reminds me of hair processing. I found that if you allow the products to work their magic, then later on you won't have to work so hard. I usually work in my art studio in my home, so I love that the Green Easy Stripper doesn't have any fumes or dangerous chemicals. Even so, I should have worn gloves. I forgot to wear gloves. Yes, you should wear gloves. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Now I'm just finishing up putting on the stripper and then wrapping it with a plastic wrap. Another pro tip on doing these Jacobean style buffets is to make sure that you look 360 degrees and use a generous amount of product all the way around. This will save you a ton of time later. If you miss a spot, then you're going to have to start the whole process again and strip it, or you're going to have to sand it, which takes more time with all of the curves. Okay, time to do this front little piece. I'm just going to make sure that I get it really good into all those little grooves so that when I come back with my wire brush, it'll be a lot easier to get it fully down to raw wood. Okay, now that it's been sitting here for 30 minutes to an hour, it's time for the next step. Now I'm going to use the Green Easy finishing spray. I like to just add a spray nozzle to the bottle and use it full strength. This is a really important step. It not only loosens up the product that's already on there, but it's also going to get the residue off, and it's going to eat away at the stain, the original stain, in order to get that raw wood finish. Instead of using the typical green scrubbies, I like using these thicker white scrubby pads. I feel like they last longer and there's no evidence of green anywhere. I did end up switching to a nylon brush to get into those grooves and also to save my hands because I don't have gloves on. Everything that you need for this project can be found on my website and Amazon link in the description. Now onto one of the trickiest parts of the buffet. It was especially grungy and grimy, so I did grab a bowl of water to rinse in between scrubbing all of that gunk out. I also had to switch to the metal brush in order to get into all those cracks and crevices. When using a wire brush, make sure that it is not scratching the surface of the wood. You want a non-scratch metal brush for any raw wood stripping project. I think we finally got it. I used a shop towel to wipe it down, and now we're gonna just let it dry to see if there's anything I missed. Now on to the last section. I'm going back with my wire brush and my finishing sponge and making sure that I just scrub out all those grooves and getting off all that old stain as well. All that hard work is paying off and it's looking so good. Now that it's all dry, there's still bits of old stain, but nothing our surf prep can't handle. I bet you guessed it, sanding is the next step in our raw wood series. Stay tuned and don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Together we can elevate our furniture and each other. Thanks for watching.